no information about the dosage. How much aspartame would a human have to consume in order for it to...
Make sure you check out this creator's video about the imminent dangers of consuming aspartame. By the way, I'm cooking gumbo because it's that kind of Friday. In a nutshell, she kind of addresses the concept of dosage and how dosage makes the poison. So when they conduct experiments, they usually do it at very, very high levels. So a totally unnatural setting with a higher level of concentration and also a focus on one particular material. Not something you would ever really encounter in a lifetime. But that being said, these materials then get flagged and certain controls around them happen. But it's never anything to get really extremely worried about. The body's adequately able to get rid of a lot of toxins. Let's take the example of CO2. We breathe it in and out every single day, and we don't really have a problem with that. Except if we're stuck in a room where there's no air circulation and the levels start getting higher and higher, that's when it becomes a problem. So it's the same concept with any material that are being used. I'm going to bring the conversation to my own niche as a perfume designer because we get a lot of flack from people who are worried about, certain materials that we put, the whole discussion about synthetics, etc., etc. But again, it always comes down to dosage. Now, for example, in the perfumer's palette, there's white musks, and some of them have been identified as being potentially cancerous. But again, all lab tests were done at extremely high dosages and focuses that we would never actually use commercially. So risks become extremely minimal, but nevertheless, the industry has adjusted to it, and when something gets flagged, there are controls that happened around it. Believe me, there's a lot of red tape, and that's the reason why a lot of perfumes keep getting reformulated, because year after year, certain things get flagged and new controls happen, so reformulation is imminent to the industry. So I would say when it comes to perfumes that you buy, I wouldn't be too concerned about the levels of toxicity, etc., etc. We use them once in a while, and it's not something that we're highly exposed to continuously. But that being said, here's where I get a little bit more concerned as someone from the industry and as a perfume designer. There are certain molecules that, although they're not used in high concentrations in different products, they're used in very high quantities across the industry. So galaxolide is a white musk that smells really, really nice. It smells soapy, it smells fresh and clean, and everybody recognizes that scent. I mean, it's all over our clothes, it's in our detergent, it made its way through the water system. You can now find this molecule in nature, and the truth is that we don't really know what a molecule like that's introduced into nature can do long term. So that's where I kind of sit within that conversation, and I chose as a perfumer not to use galaxolide for that reason. Just too many question marks. I'd rather cross it out for now, and in any event, there are other musks I can use, right?